So Joe Biden came out of his little slumber yesterday. He's been in hiding for like a week. There were like hashtags going around, hashtag where's Joe? So finally Joe came out of hiding. He had an address concerning the coronavirus. Everybody's scared, everybody's confused, the nation needs leadership. So here's Joe Biden to the
Beef up
rescue.
the number of responders dealing with these crush of cases. And in addition to that, we have to make sure that we are in a position that we are. Well, let me go to the second thing. I've spoken enough of that. The president must use the Defense Production Act.
So look, he clearly been reading off of a teleprompter. And but those things happen. Like it's a teleprompter. When it breaks, like it definitely just frazzles you a little bit. But look, that's just a taste of what happens when a guy like Joe Biden, a man who is clearly having some type of cognitive decline, that's what happens. When the teleprompter breaks, when you have to go off the cuff, when you have to show leadership, use public speaking ability, be able to, assuage people's fears. And dude, the guy is starting to lose it a little bit. Now, look, I'm not saying that he needs to go to a nursing home. It's terrible. But I'm not trying to like call him out and say he has like a specific thing like dementia, Alzheimer's, or whatever. But what I am saying is that there is certainly a significant cognitive decline wherever that may be stemming from, and that is a problem. That's a problem, and it's not just about the politics of it anymore. It's about the simple fact that people need leadership. Dude, the world is falling apart. Like the world is falling apart at the seams. People are scared. People are angry. People are confused. You're talking about cases skyrocketing because the man in office right now, Donald Trump, has no clue what he's doing. He fired the pandemic experts. Governors are scrambling at like, yo, we need ventilators. We need masks. We need more help in the hospitals. We need the National Guard. We need the Armed Forces, the Defense Production Act. We need all of these things mobilized. We need a massive effort to make sure that people don't die on our hands. And instead of assuaging those fears, what has Donald Trump done? He's prioritized corporate profits. He's prioritized corporate interests. He's pressured the Fed into making sure that the markets stay quote unquote stabilized, right? And the little bailout plan, they're now like squabbling over the fact that the bailouts might not be good enough for these corporate industries and how much oversight's really going to be seen over the $500 billion or more that's going to be going towards these industries. That's what that's the priority right now. Companies, corporate profits, not people and their lives and how it's going to be looking moving forward. The world's falling apart. People need leadership, right? And with Joe Biden, we're really going to be getting that. I think that we've done enough on this channel and just all across the internet. It's very clear to see that the man is not all the way there. That's a very clear thing. And is that what the people need? Is that what the people need in a time like this? It's scary, man. It's scary, scary, scary stuff. Like the world is falling apart. I don't think people are understanding just how dangerous it's about to get. Look, beyond the virus, beyond the fact that, numbers of people are getting coronavirus and numbers of people who are dying are skyrocketing, and, the Trump administration is doing jiggity jack nothing to make sure that, that the adequate resources are able to be distributed to the governors and to the states and to the cities. Beyond the fact that there's a crisis of leadership and this pandemic, you got to think about the economy. Think about all the impacts of this. It's scary stuff coming out, man. You got the St. Louis Fed, the head of the St. Louis Federal Reserve, saying that we're gonna have 30% unemployment. You had what's his name, Steve Mnuchin, the dude from his Treasury Department, one of Trump's goons. He said 20% unemployment. Then he walked it back and said, "I wasn't making a projection. I was just saying 20% unemployment." This is literally what experts, analysts, they're now saying. No, we're already in a deep recession, but this might head towards depression, as in Great Depression level numbers. In the Great Depression, the height of unemployment was 25%. Some people are saying 30% unemployment. Unemployment claims are skyrocketing through the roof. Millions of people are being laid off. All across the board, workers are having their pay cut. This is disastrous stuff. This is disastrous stuff. And moving forward, you can't climb out of 30% unemployment with the same old. You can't climb out of 30% unemployment, lines wrapping around buildings for bread and food and basic resources, people rioting in the streets, people scared, people angry, people confused. Millions of Americans losing their jobs, living in poverty, living in hopelessness. You can't climb out of that with a guy who is leading us such as Joe Biden. That's not possible. That's not possible. In the Great Depression, we were lucky enough, and the American people were angry enough to elect a person like FDR. Because what ended up happening was FDR showed progressive policy, action, and leadership. That's what we need. We are in those types of times, man. The economy is falling apart. Coronavirus is going to become this enigma of a disease and virus. Who knows when it's going to come back for a second and third and fourth and many times over wave. We need real leadership that prioritizes the people, that is together in the head, and that makes sure that, again, we prioritize the working families of this country. You can't trust that with Joe Biden. You certainly can't trust that with Donald Trump. And that's the scary thing about it, man. You know, the nomination fight is basically over, and now the choice is going to be between Joe Biden, a corrupt corporate Democrat who is starting to have cognitive decline, and then Donald Trump. That's really the choice nowadays. It's scary stuff, particularly when the world is falling apart. 30% unemployment, millions of unemployment claims in just the last week. Stock market was crashing, it rebounded today because there might be a stimulus package, but who knows until we're going to see the impacts of even these corporate half measures that they're about to pass in the Senate. Who knows, man? It's tough stuff out here. It's really tough stuff, and we need progressive leadership. And I'm going to make a video tomorrow talking about what I'm starting to foresee, man, and what a lot of people are starting to foresee. There's going to be a populist revolt in this country. It really is. It really is. People are going to be scared, angry, confused, hopeless. The economy is going to fall apart. You're going to see Great Depression level numbers. You're going to see widespread anxiety and fear. And they're going to go one of two places. They're going to go the xenophobia, and racism, and fake populism, the type that Trump offers. Or they're going to go to real populism. They're going to go towards New Deal, Bernie Sanders types of politics. Progressive politics, the types that I'm advocating for day in and day out. People are going to have a choice. People are going to be stranded out on the streets. People are going to be living in slums and makeshift housing. There's going to be millions of people homeless. That's what we're going to be seeing in the next couple of years. This is what economists are projecting. Disaster. And it's going to be scary stuff. People are not going to want the same old. People are not going to want a politician like Joe Biden. And after Trump's mishandling of this, they probably ain't going to want somebody like Trump either. It's going to be progressive policies that we have to make sure that people see that that's the route forward. That's the only way you climb yourself out of something like that. It's the only way. So it's a scary times, man, and Joe Biden is not doing himself any favors with stuff like this. They need to stop trotting that man out. Keep it a buck with you. They need to get that man out of take his ass home. Take his ass home. Go home, Joe. Retire and just try to make the best out of the situation that you're gonna be seeing, because your last years on this planet may not be too great with this corona crap. Take his ass home, man. It's embarrassing. It's ridiculous. But that's the Democratic nominee, and we're gonna be living with those mistakes moving forward. There's gonna be a lot of unrest in this country. It's not something I enjoy saying, but progressive policy is gonna be the only way out of that. And I think that's going to be a hard lesson that America has to learn.
Chilling with the boys, yeah, we making all this noise. Can't complain, riding in the fast lane. To the top, we don't stop up till